He must not have known. Probably the killer tried to use Tyra. Really? What does that mean? I've come this far, so I wonder if it's okay to reveal it. I call Tyra a third party, but this doesn't mean that you simply witnessed or helped the killer. What is it then? How Tyra was involved in this incident? By the time, everyone might have noticed. Not the culprit, but the executioner. Is it appropriate to call them like this? Huh? What's an executor? No way that fits Tyra stabbing Tamori. I guess she didn't even do it. That's right. There's a criminal who killed her breath with a critical hit. But it was probably Tyra who made Tamori moribund. Moribund or whatever. I don't know how to read that word. What? That's a lie. Tyra did. Kinjo, wait a minute. Hey, don't you know what I'm talking about? Tyra Akane, you're also a criminal who committed attempted murder, you bloody bitch. Jesus Christ, okay. Calm down. What? No, wait a second. What is this so suddenly? Hey, is Tyra the executioner? What's wrong, Kabashikawa? You said you couldn't admit that Tyra wasn't the culprit. No, rather than being able to admit it, why did Tyra... Yeah, I don't know what it means there's another criminal who inflicted a critical hit even though she was the executioner in the first place. And I can't believe that Akane did this. If you dishonor Akane without a compelling reason, I cannot forgive you. That's right, Tyra. Tyra would never do something like that. It's starting again, and people say that they can't know just by looking at them. All you think Tyra Akane is not one to do that. After all, you just don't know enough about her. But she... Why don't you tell me why won't you tell me why would Tyra stab Tamori to the verge of death? How did that happen? We've already let that go, didn't we? We let her go? You don't mean... Yes, the evidence that Tyra Akane personally injured Tamori Kazuna is exactly what you suspect. A dying message pointing to the maid. Tyra Akane's suspicious lie. But why wasn't she the culprit of the direct murder? That was also solved by you. Simple, isn't it? That woman didn't have time to install the wire. Everyone looks like you can't understand. Sorry, but besides this, there is evidence that Tyra Akane committed a murder attempt. Well, is there any other evidence? No, Kinjo is right. There's evidence I can only think of. Why, even you? Why? I'd love to think that, but as Kinjo says, it's all true. I knew it too. If you look at the scene of the incident, there were traces of others who couldn't exist. That trace was probably left by Tyra. Dude! What a fucking subversion expectation. Here I was thinking I'd get like a somewhat normal case with another dying message. And now this turns into the first third party case in the entire series as far as I recall. I mean, we did have V3-3, which Pio killed both of them like in separate times, but man, that is messed up. What the fuck? Why? According to the images in my memory, there's one definitive clue. Spot selection. What? What is that? Images or photos in your memory will begin to appear. Look for the places that contain the answers for. Oh, alright. The method is simple. A photo or picture that fit the current topic appears. Aiming point. Okay. We can find the answer. Take it. However, if you choose a place other than the one that gives the correct answer in this case, you will lose speech power. Okay. Good luck. Okay. We'll see. We'll see how it is. Spot selection. I see. That's interesting. What's the question? Oh, evidence. Evidence to suggest. Okay, probably this, right? Yep. Blood marks entrance. There it is. Remember what we discussed earlier about why the killer started the fire? The fire was used to heat the glass window and break it remotely, and to make us think the killer was inside to switch him and smash the glass to escape, right? Yeah, and in fact, we almost got caught in that trap and confused our reasoning. Now we were talking why Tyra was involved in the case. I'm not muted, right? Okay, no. It's always a paranoia of mine. I'm really sorry, guys. I really need to get better at this. Like, not having paranoias mid-recording. Think carefully. If the killer's purpose was to make us think they broke the glass, why is there a blood spot at the entrance? Blood stain at the entrance? Is that so? A bloodstain-like line walking out of the switching. That's evidence from a third party that's different from the criminal's intentions. Well, was that from a struggle? Maybe it's just Tamori's blood. If Tamori went out of the switching while bleeding, the power room outside would have been filled with blood spots, don't you think? Does that mean the blood spot was after coming out of the switching because it was dark then? There were 2 broken flashlights inside the switching. If it were broken during a struggle, you wouldn't know that blood would splatter in the dark after you stabbed Tamori. Well, then the blood traces come from Akane? Wait a minute. After the killer attacked Tamori, they could have set off the fire after walking towards the entrance without knowing that the blood was on it, right? In this way, there's no room for Tyra to intervene. Minori, I'm sorry, but that's also impossible. The one who killed Tamori by killing her death definitively probably didn't splash a drop of blood on their body. Yeah, because maybe the real killer used that tool to prevent the blood from bleeding right before they stabbed Tamori. That tool was, yeah, the cloth. Yep. Starting to piece it together! Actually, there was a piece of cloth covered in blood in the corner of the switching. Ugh, bloody! This is... Right, anyone planning a murder must be concerned about the bleeding. Probably they used it on Tamori, without a drop of blood on their own body. If the real culprit uses it and murders Tamori, there is no reason for a blood smear on the entrance. What? Is she really... Are you saying Akane stabbed Tamori? Can't believe it. Why did Tyra do that? Tyra, no matter what you did in the end, there is a separate real criminal who directly killed Tamori other than you. You're not treated as a real criminal in this trial. If you admit to the crime, you won't be executed. So tell me with your own mouth, did you really do it? And why? I'm sorry. Sorry? Are you sorry? Then it's really true? You guys are right, I'm the one... I stabbed Kizuna-chan! What? I'm not particularly sympathetic, but I am curious. Why did you do that? Kizuna-chan, no. Tamori Kizuna, because she was a human being who had no choice but to die. What are you talking about? It was Tyra herself that most offended Tamori, weren't you? I'm sorry. It's just in case I was found out. I just made an excuse and got scared. That must have been it. Actually, you seem to believe that you were the real culprit. But I want you to believe in this! I never decided to kill and stab Kizuna-chan! What does that mean? You didn't stab with murder intention, but after that remark, you seem to despise Tamori. Well, I'll tell you what happened. Let me give you an explanation. I'm not sure about Mikara and Uehara. I'm not sure if Mikara and Uehara know about this. Know this, but the day after the motives came out, we all went to persuade Kizuna-chan. Actually, Kizuna-chan was also in loneliness, and she tried to convince herself because she knew it deep down. I finally opened my heart to Kizuna-chan and we hugged. And I finally thought we became friends, truly. But that evening, Kizuna-chan had something to talk about, so she called me to the switch-in. I took a flashlight and went there. Don't tell me. Kizuna-chan, are you here? I'm here, Tyra. Kizuna-chan, I know you wanted to talk about something, but why in such a dark place? Yeah, no one's coming here, right? Oh no, I don't think so. So what do you want to talk about? Yeah, that's right. I'm too scared now. What? Scared? Why? You know the motives given by Monokuma, remember? Our secrets are written there. It seems like you all threw it away, but I got no clue whose I stumbled upon in the trash. Someone's secret, you want to see? Let's look at the contents. What? What is this? Yuki Maeda may actually know the identity of the mastermind. Bruh! What? I mean, it wouldn't be unprecedented. Literally everybody in Danganronpa 1 knew who the mastermind was, they just didn't remember. But why specifically Yuki? What is... what? Okay! I see. Great. Yeah. What? Maeda, is that true? No, I'm just a normal student. You're not lying, right? You're not actually playing with us while you know about them, do you? Stop it. Now it's not the time to reproach each other. Isn't this Ultra... This is Ultra Aspergill's music. Yeah, the message is surprising, but it is urgent we hear Tyra's testimony. Tyra, resume at once! Okay. I can't trust Yukun as long as I see that. It's not just that. Knowing the mastermind, they might play with us and try to kill us later. No, Maeda wouldn't do that. False. You don't know people just by looking at them. Mitsuhiro-kun did the same, remember? Then, what do you want to do, even if you tell the others? No, that's not the case. Huh? Then... we can kill him with our hands. What? The reason I called you is actually this. Aren't you close to Yukun? Wouldn't you be able to take him out? You know what you're talking about? Listen, I have a good idea. If you can only help me, otherwise how I can kill Yukun without being noticed by someone. First of all, I brought the preparations. The fuse lighter and finally is a knife. Once you pick up Yuki-kun and call him somewhere, I'll stab him with a knife. I'm not talking about that! I asked if you were serious. If you kill, you'll die in the trial. That's when the killer is stupidly caught. Did you forget that the only way to get out from here is to murder someone? But first help me. If my murder is successful, I'll help you. How do you think? Let's get out together. Are you crazy? Why would I want to murder? What? Don't you want to get out of here? I want to go out, but doing that at the expense of another's life? That's it then. I'm the only one here who wants to go outside more than anyone else. I'm not a human being who will rot in this place. Why should I? A bright future awaits me once I get out of this place. You see how that turned out. Actually, I got everything ready after those 2 days from the previous class trial. I also brought these tools early today. I'm going to kill this traitor. Wouldn't be less guilty to kill a bad guy, right? You better think and join me here. What are you saying? Being prepared for a murder since the second day? Then you didn't open up to us. Huh? Oh my god, this stupid bitch, of course I was acting! Do you think I'm gonna go and fall for that crappy event? I can't. Alright, so you just do what I tell you to do. Know that you were lucky that I chose you. Please bring Yuki-kun here by tomorrow morning. No, I hate it! Why should I help murder? And I can't believe that Maeda-kun is such an evil person. That's all the Simona-kuma's lie. Anyway, I'm not going to help you. And Kizuna-chan, please wake up and don't do this. If you're with us, I'm sure we can find a way. Oh, okay, you... What? Well, I didn't expect you to cooperate from the start with the murder, because you didn't... And because you didn't, I have to change the target as planned. What are you? Yeah, I thought so. Hey, Kizuna-chan! You dodged it! Why are you doing this? Why are you asking? I'm trying to kill you! Kizuna-chan! You already knew I was going to kill, remember? I can't keep you alive. It's a pity that you can kill Yuki Maeda, but it doesn't matter if you can get out of here. Someone save me! Self-defense, I knew it. I knew it! I fucking knew it, dude! Is that true? Tamori trying to kill Akane first? Even so, before the motives came out, she just made up her mind to kill someone. And all the appearances she showed us were an act? Yeah, Tamori Kizuna was that kind of person. So you felt in danger of your own life and attacked Tamori in self-defense. Oh no, that's not right. Listen, I didn't really intend it to stab Tamori in self-defense or any of the sword. Then why did you... Tamori ran to kill you. What happened after that? I noticed that Kizuna-chan was serious and I was too scared. I tried to run for it. And then I was pushed down by Kizuna and fell over. I tried to resist somehow and the flashlights we were holding broke each other. That was when the two broken flashlights were broken. No. Okay. I couldn't see anything because of the flashlight, because the flashlight was broken, and I was right next to Kizuna-chan with the knife. I was really scared and tried to resist with my whole body.
Honestly, I think it was pure luck that I didn't get hit by the knife. By the way, suddenly Kizuna-chan at one point really became really quiet, and that's when I took my chance to get out of the switchium. You got out? Okay, you stabbed Tamori Kizuna while resisting without knowing it. When I looked at my hands in a bright place, I see a lot of blood. There's a lot of red in my clothes. I got in a panic, didn't look behind me, got out of the power room and ran to the bathroom to wipe the blood.
So that's what happened.
I was wiping it with water until the smell of blood was washed away. But then the announcement came out. I thought Kizuna-chan was the one who I stabbed was found, so my vision became white. After that, I went to the power room. There was a fire for some reason, and the switchium was all messed up.
Other than yourself, there was someone else who touched the scene of the crime. Did you think it was you who killed her?
That's not it. What happened was...
That's how the events are connected.
This is all I know about the case. I never meant to stab Kizuna-chan with evil intentions.
I don't think you did. Whatever the reason, good or bad. Once you look at the results, they are Tyra Akane stabbed Tamori Kizuna. This is a fact. You cannot change its meaning for whatever reason you might say.
But you said I wasn't the culprit!
Yes, you just stabbed her, like I said. There's another killer who caused the fire and the final blow. If the trial settles safely, it'll be the real criminal, not you, who's going to be executed. So your sins will be laid aside after the trial is over. Don't think you'll just go over it.
Now wait a second, it still was an accident, wasn't it? Besides, if Tamori hadn't been stabbed when then Tyra would have died. That's right, don't be too forceful with them. Tyra herself is more distressed than anyone else. I'm sorry. Hey, back into the fact that it was a crime or forced assault. The trial isn't over yet, right? Now that we know the case, we need to find the true culprit, so let's not get excited just yet, children.
Fine, let's talk about this later, because the trial is the most important thing now. Dude, I feel awful for Akane. Akane, don't blame yourself too much. Because in the end, you survived. For the most part, I think it's the best outcome that Akane lived. Isn't it important to be alive?
I am it, John. Thank you.
Now then, let's organize the case based on Tyra's words. Tamori tried to plan a killing a few days ago, and she called Tyra to switch him to plan her crime with them. And tried to kill Tyra, and then tried to kill Tyra in the process. But her plan failed. She died. This is the whole story of the case.
Hey, you stay still. There's a bit of a mental ferocity in there.
Now let's do a little summary. First, the number of people involved in this case are 3. One is the victim, Kizuna Tamori. The next person is a criminal who has not been identified yet. And the last one is a third party, Tyra Akane. Tamori, who wanted to leave here as soon as possible, planned a murder before even the motives came out. Her rebellion was just an excuse for Tamori. And for the first time, she attempted to make Tyra join forces in this crime. If Tamori worked with someone, it would have been easy for her to escape, but Tyra refused as expected. And she tried to get rid of her. The one who heard her plan left no trace behind.
However, the attack missed, and in return there was an accident where the knife ended up stabbing Tamori while tangled up in the dark. Tyra was surprised that she stabbed her, and then she ran to the bathroom.
But then when she heard the announcement that the body was found, she went back to the power room, and there were things like the fire that she hadn't even done, so Akane was confused at that time.
So then, in the end, the killer made use of Tyra's talent and put the blame on her in order to make us vote for her?
Yeah, there were 3 people involved in the case, so it was complicated. So the case was complicated as it is.
By the way, no matter what happened this far, this would mean that she's not the culprit of this case, right? But then, who is the real culprit?
The true culprit for identity.
Ah! Hiranami, what is it? Did you figure out something? Nope, it's just amazing that Kurokawa is just very active in participating in the conversation.
Are you serious?
I have to say, there are already hints about the real culprit.
What? Who is it?
Really? Who is it?
In general, there is no one who does not have a noticeable alibi other than Tyra. In other words, it is possible for anyone to commit the crime. However, there's only one of us who has all led the situations to their advantage. Yes, and very precisely, may I add.
Who was it? Is there someone like that? Who on earth? Surely it's not Tyra.
There's someone who's taken advantage of the circumstances of the case with too ridiculous timing. That it could simply be a coincidence at first glance. Think about it. The fire was not caused by Tyra. then obviously the real culprit set the fire. But don't you think there's something amiss? When you leave a fire, the corpse would need to be burned, and you don't know when it could be found. But Hatano actually... Yes, Hatano found it. If that's the case, the wire matters too. No! No, dude! It's not her, is it? Even if you install a wire trap as bait for a burned flashlight in the corner, there is a possibility that Noah will find it, and it could just end up there, right? But it didn't because... Huh? Isn't something a little weird? What does the sighting between the fire and the wire have in common? If you think about it, you will see the answer. That's crazy! No fucking way! The person who led all situations to their own advantage. The person who led the case so that they could solve it on their own accord. The only person in doubt. They are strong enough to instigate most of the incident. The first time they noticed the fire and the wire trap. No, why? I have to stop thinking about that. The main thing is that they did this job. Okay. If you don't find out the truth, then we will all die. No, dude, that's no. It's not true. No! Ayame, no! As Kinjo says, there was only one person. Only someone who can move the situation to their advantage. That person is Hatano. What? Now what are you? Maeda, did you get tired? The culprit was the one who hurt Hatano's leg. But what if Hatano's the culprit? She was hitting her own leg? Nonsense! It would be more reliable to say that I'm the one crazy! That is quite true. Please don't mess with me, Maeda-kun. No matter what, Hayame-chan being the culprit is... That's right, Kinjo, don't stand still and say something. Maeda seems to be losing it now. No, that incompetent made a very precise reason, don't you agree? The culprit is Ayame Hatano. She must be. I'm not exactly denying it, but I don't have a clear picture. Can you at least clarify why you believe so? It's because of a few reasons Hatano is suspect. The true culprit of this case is not strange to any of us. The reason is because Tyra pulled the ceremony of the incident, and the killer was only a light maneuver in the scene. All of our alibis were also dark, and there was contradictions no matter who you put as a killer. However, that's why Hatano's actions work. Hatano's behavior was even more unnatural. Say it ain't so, please. Fucking please say it ain't so! What are you talking about? The killer made an alibi trick by building a fire and couldn't finishing Tomori herself, in which Tyra couldn't. Until here, everyone understands, right? Then here, who was the first to discover the fire? What do you think? I was Hatano? But there's no way to call someone a culprit with just that. You shut up, secondhand killer. It's not just that. And even though the corpse was found, the killer installed a wire trap as if aiming at someone. And who was the first person who discovered this first? That was also Hatano. Let's think. At best, she made an alibi trick if someone else found it first. If someone else found it first, there would be too many dangerous variables. But if you set a fire, you can create the best situation you want. Max, are you referring to the situation where the criminal himself is putting off the fire with other people? That's right, because the original purpose of the killer's fire was to break the glass and heat it to make someone think that a person escaped. If the killer was with other people in that situation, they would have had their own alibi. Well, it's a crappy trick, so I didn't even doubt it from the beginning. In addition, Hatano would have had enough time to install the wire. Listening to Tyra's story, Tomori brought all the tools, so you can use them in the arms of the dead Tomori. No, but Ayame-chan... There must be something wrong with that. I mean, it could be a coincidence. Hatano is the culprit just like that? Why is the person who was picked by being silent, but the others are noisy? Hey, why are you being so quiet? Are you exercising your right to remain silent? Or you think this is a joke? It's just that it's so absurd that you've left me speechless. I'm still standing here and I'm being treated like a criminal.
this isn't funny, Ayame-chan. You can't be the culprit.
Oh, anything to object to then? Of course, you don't seem to realize it yet. I'll tell you why I can be the killer. We're nearing the end of the trial. There's no more suspects. It's her. I fucking hate this game already. Medical result, the secret note, wiretap, and the burned fuse line. Alright. Looks like you guys are missing one thing in particular. Okay, what is that? Oh. Tamori's time of death, do you remember it? Oh yeah. 9:30 p.m. It was. Yep.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is. I can see why. Actually, yeah, that's true. Can I read Nori's medical result again, please? Okay, thanks. Give me a second. Wait. Hatano has an alibi, but there's something so natural about it. Give me a second. I got it. I got it! It was Ayame. Fuck! There was a large amount of bleeding from Tamori. Yeah. I think about her words. The secret, but yeah. I know. She couldn't have been sneak attacked, basically. Skip! Come on! Oh god, that was too fast. This is tough! Ah! Alright, here we go. I think I can stop skipping now. There we go, yep. Dude! Why do you do this to me? Oh, that was near perfect. Good shit. Hatano, is that really so? What? Is this your opinion, Hatano? Because the time of death is 9:30. The culprit killed Tamori by stabbing Tamori at 9:30? Of course, Tamori's death is a stabbed neck as a reminder. As a reminder, it must have been an instant death at the moment. But that's not the case! Huh? Even if you argue that Hatano's words are true, at first glance, after putting some consideration, the circumstances, at the time the killer was not already inside the switch unit. That is right, you have no choice but to. This is a problem you solved earlier, right? From the time her fire started to ignite, Tamori must have been stabbed by her knife. Yeah, otherwise the alibi trick of breaking a window remotely would be meaningless. But then what happened to Tamori's time of death? No matter how much you think about Tamori's death at 9:30 p.m., it makes no sense. Everyone listen carefully. From here on out, the reasoning behind this is a little mixed, meaning perhaps Tamori, before Hatano discovered the fire, it may have been already around 9 o'clock with a knife on her neck.
What? Super grotesque.
That's far-fetched, Maeda. Are you really thinking about it? Are you able to prove that a human can live without for 30 minutes with his throat pierced? I don't really believe it either, but I'm not saying this for no reason. There is evidence that Tamori survived that long. The first thing I came to think of was this. The first thing I came to think of this was because of Inori. Thanks a lot.
Me?
That was when Hinori was investigating, wasn't it? Remember what you said to me after examining Tamori's body?
What should I say? It's a terrible amount of bleeding. Humans die of excessive bleeding when about 1/3 of the blood volume flows out. But this is not about 1/3, as you can see. It's amazing that even this amount of blood came out. The wound on her neck is definitely fatal, but it should have coagulated to some extent. And the amount of bleeding should have gradually decreased after the heart stops beating.
That means, are you saying something else produced the mass bleeding?
No, I cannot confirm this with my own opinion. It is rare, but if your blood pressure is strong, then the amount of bleeding increases. That much I know for sure. To put it simply, there are individual differences. Well, having a lot of bleeding in here means it took quite a while before death. Thanks to this, Tamori must have died in a very terrible pain.
Think about it, and around 9:30, Tamori had just had a stab by a knife on her neck. If she died when we found it, the blood would not have spread out. Of course, when we discovered it, there was still a little bleeding, but most of this started to harden, and it is unnatural to say that such a deep liquid had been flowing after 9:30.
That makes sense, but
Did you forget, Tamori's wound is not just the neck. Could it have flowed out of a stomach wound? Of course it is possible, but there's another proof that says she's been alive for a long time after being stabbed in the neck. Is there? Tamori died in a blow as soon as her throat was pierced. There was a sign that should never been there. Because Tamori knew who the real killer was. Who killed him? Oh, right. The dying message. Yep.
I was just reading the other two. Stretch.
Sorry. The reason is because of the dying message. Dying message? Didn't that story end earlier, pointing to the maid word? Yes, but when I came back to it, I could see something I didn't see before. There was a big X after the word maid. That meaning is correct, as we guessed before, not the maid.
What to think of it? Was it written by Tamori? I thought Tyra wrote it as a self-fact. It was the reason we found in the dying message. I mentioned this before, but after seeing the blood, I just went to the bathroom right away. I couldn't afford to think about that.
Yeah, it's not Tyra. It's likely the former idea. Tamori wrote the word maid in her own blood to let us know. If that's the case, why is there an X next to it? It wasn't the criminal's own doing, but the reason the victim herself has an X and writes not the maid.
Oh, I see. She tried to correct the dying message that she wrote maid because there was another person who stabbed her neck while she was writing the letters.
Huh. That means she cares to some extent, at least. She cared, did.
Yes.
If Tamori died immediately as soon as her throat was cut, there wouldn't be a correction of the dying message, as she would have been left out of strength and muster. But even after being stabbed in the neck, her will still was living as much as being able to correct the message with all of her strength, while holding a knife on her throat. But Tamori had a cut throat and was alive, that much I don't know. But the things I said now prove that Tamori was still alive, under these conditions. Therefore, even if Tamori's time of death was 9:30 p.m., there's no evidence that you can say that you are incapable of committing this crime.
It can't be! This is a lie! Ayame-chan? Really? This is such a ridiculous story about being alive with a stabbed neck. Ayame-chan, please say something!
It's hard to believe that humans are creatures that sometimes achieve phenomena beyond. It happens sometimes even in terrorist scenes. Nothing strange at all.
What then? Hatano, are you really the culprit?
I don't know why Hatano did this. If my reasoning was wrong, it would be really weird, but there are many situations. The more I think Hatano is the culprit, the more it fits. Hatano, let me hear it from your voice. The truth.
Oh, no! Wait, I can't tolerate that Hatano is the culprit. It's unacceptable!
Inori, I know it's hard to believe. I can't believe it either. So if you look at Hatano's actions, you can only say that it's so suspicious that everything goes in her favor.
It's not suspicious. There's a reason it wasn't suspicious. I'll let you know why Hatano is not the culprit. I don't want to shoot you down. I'm sorry.
She's just trying to defend a friend. But it is her! I'm sorry! Alright. Do you have any idea? That's true. Oh, I see. Progress, okay. Do you really think so? Even if you target an unknown person, it's meaningless if it's not found. No matter how you use flashlight as bait. Finding one in that short time, it's weird too. The killer who wants to get out of here, okay. Okay. Is it really a coincidence that Hatano injured her leg? But if Hatano was the culprit, as Inari said, Hatano would aim for her own leg. The reason is, I don't really know, but aside from the reason, I'm sure the wire trap was only meant for Hatano and no one else. Huh, time to recheck. I'm gonna open my previous recording because that's what I do now, apparently. Alright, let's see. Is she okay? It's hard to say that the killer targeted Hatano. If it wasn't for her, what was the purpose? Maybe an alibi of sorts. Oh, this is gonna be tough. I think it's Hatano's injury, honestly. Okay, sorry. Was just checking. The evidence is the one Hinori herself told me. Consider the situation. Wait. I'm sorry, she told me? Okay, now I'm confusion. Now I'm major confusion. Hold up. Come on. There we go. Okay. This is what Hatano was trying to investigate when she was injured. It's hard to see it properly, but it's a flashlight. It appears to have been caught on the in the fire of the switchium. What if y'all... Okay. It was placed as... Okay, why would it have only been burned without breaking? Prior to that, the flashlight and the switchium came with Tamori and the killer. Who's using this flashlight then? Okay. Hold the fucking phone. Okay, dying message. I'm sorry if this is taking so long, but like I need to find this. Because otherwise I'm gonna go crazy! Because there's a... I'm sorry I'm so quiet. There's no music. This is the best way I have to rewatch the Truth Bullets without actually watching the Truth Bullets. The broken glass window, the burned fuse line. I'm watching what I recorded earlier today. A lighter, a secret message. Blood marks on the entrance side. Okay. Hatano's injury. Third flashlight. Tyra's testimony. It has to be the injury. It has to be. It has to be. Yep. Yep. I'm sorry, Kanata. I'm sorry, Kanata. I'm sorry. Inori, I'm sorry, but there is another evidence that Hatano is the culprit. Inori's argument is clear. The culprit wouldn't hurt themselves, right?
Of course, isn't it? If you're the killer, you are not supposed to aim yourself for yourself.
What if it was a calculated... Oh yeah, if it was a calculated move to induce that thought?
What? What are you talking about, Maeda? Surely you don't mean...
If you are a criminal, you can never hurt yourself. What if you were doing a self-play to deliberately draw out that thought? Otherwise, there is no gain for a killer to install the wire. They ended up murdering and finished the process, but after that, when they install the wire and aim at someone, it only adds suspicion. There's no benefit from it for the killer.
I think maybe there was a reason to put it there, isn't there? That's right, I'm sure there is. That's why Ayame-chan is not the culprit.
That's not the only thing! Even if the killer had some reason, the installed wires had to target someone. Even so, how exactly do you intend to cut the leg tendon? Our stride length and calf size are all different.
Hey, cutting the tendon may not have been the purpose. Ayame-chan suffered a fatal injury because of bad luck.
If that's the case, I wouldn't install the wire. You don't need to use wires while holding at risk your future.
I was aiming at Ayame-chan from the start, so I installed the wire exactly in the position of Ayame-chan's tendon.
How do you know that? It is difficult to know the position of a tendon without prior knowledge. But you install it while calculating the trap to trip over? The only one of us who has that knowledge is a surgeon, Inori. Her own legs at the same time who knows more about muscles of athletes than her. Yeah. Who knows more?
She can't be.
Inori, Hatano was never caught in a trap because of bad luck. It was because she was caught in a trap she installed. She was able to produce such a perfect tendon cutting accident. Yeah, that was pretty good. It's really her.
Why did Hatano? Well, I'm the one who saw Hatano's wound. I can't believe.
Fuck, dude.
She made a one so full of evil intention. Ayame-chan can't be the culprit. I'd rather be the culprit, even if I'm executed only for Ayame-chan.
I can't believe it either. I wish it was all a lie. I wish it was all dreams. I wish my reasoning had been turned into a mess and wake up from this nightmare. Is this how everything ends up? You can see it like that. Overall, I have the same opinion as Maeda, but I want to hear at least a confession from her mouth, because I have to make sure. Well, it's too late to argue at this point. Ayame Hatano, can I take your vote of silence as your affirmation of your crime and end this already?
Wait, not Ayame-chan! It can't be her! After all, it was me who stabbed Tamori. I'm the one who gets executed. I'd rather do that. Ayame-chan is innocent.
Akane doesn't have to be executed.
Ayame-chan.
And, of course, not me either.
Ayame-chan!
Going to try a last act, huh? It's not that. I just want to survive with Akane and leave this place. That's it. Your crime is already logical and there's nothing wrong. Do you think force will work? I'm not convinced. If I'm the culprit, you haven't proved it without a doubt yet. Isn't the trial supposed to be won after you convince the criminal to admit their defeat? You fool. What are you going to do? Does anyone know any evidence to satisfy this killer who talks like that? It doesn't matter if I tell you, but wouldn't it be less fun?
What a slacker! It's a trial and you have to take it seriously, I tell you.
It's all over anyway. I have to play around while watching this futile struggle.
But there's no mystery to solve anymore. What are you gonna do now? Even if you say that, Ayame-chan's words assume what if. Ayame-chan is not saying they're the culprit. Nevertheless, it's hard.
Okay, then let's reorganize the case from the beginning. Then we may notice something if something was missed. Let's go ahead.
Go. Where are we going? Stay still, you crazy big guy.
One more. The definitive proof to convince Hatano I think there is something left. If Hatano is convinced by saying this, if she's convinced, how should I react? Hatano is the culprit. Should I just accept that? Even so, I have no choice but to do it as long as I've come to this point. And then show them the proof of their crime. Oh, wait, what? I thought I was gonna do the closing argument, but okay. Read the tutorial for IQ Plus? Zeph, you're a mad lad. Alright, let's go. Shooting is a game that offsets the accusation of an opponent. You can only blah 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 blah. With the crosshair, push the decision key to destroy it. If it's not destroyed, it damages the player and disappears after a certain amount of time, okay? The icon representing the numbers, the opponent is displayed, and the number of the icon is the alpha of the bubble. The bubbles have to be reloaded. Oh, bubbles, yeah. I know English, shut up. Alright, let's use the shift key to reload every time you destroy. Yep. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Final. Oh, terminating talk shooting. TTS. Text to speech. I like that. Alright. Oh my god! This one is tough. Oops. Damn it. Bro! Alright, here we go. What do we have? Left side tendon cuts. Wow! I actually was able to do it! Oh man, I can't believe it was high MA. That fucking sucks! First, I want to ask Inori just to be sure. Me? Of course, where did Hatano say she was injured? Her thigh, more precisely left side wide leg laceration caused by hamstring injury, although... Hey Maeda, why are you asking this all of a sudden while dealing with me? Are you giving up after all? Inori, that hamstring refers to a muscle that is important in keeping the leg straight, right? I think I see. I think I understand what's happening here. That's crazy! That's insane! The thought put into this! It's crazy! Right, it's one of the three places that connects the hip with the leg. But it's simply, it is a muscle that is widely distributed in the back of the leg. That's it. But what is this explanation for? Hey, don't talk about something that doesn't matter, Maeda. Since Ayame-chan is innocent, there's no more room for refutation anymore. No, this is important. Very important, in fact. Hinori's words just had a decisive clue that Hatano is the culprit. Huh? Everyone heard what Hinori said, right? Hatano's injury is on the back muscle of the left thigh. Yeah, the back. But then, why did Hatano go forward and pick up a flashlight and the back of the thigh hand apart? What? Oh, it's true. I only cared that Hatano was hurt and didn't think it was suspicious, but it's weird when you think about it. She stumbled forward, but she got hurt on the back of her leg. That's... Even if I fall back, my nose breaks. Teruya's name. Teruya's name wasn't translated. I guess that's fine. Everybody knows he's Teruya Tori. But I guess that doesn't matter right now. I can't think of any other reason but one. Hatano from the very beginning, on her own volition, she was caught deliberately in the trap to inflict a wound as fatal as possible. My god! Then it means that it really was entirely self-inflicted? Really? I don't know why you did that, but it may have been to pretend to be a victim and to be less suspicious of the Knights, my guess. That can't... No, something... There's gotta be a mistake! Hatano?
I wish I was lying. Why? This is a choice. Why, this is a choice. If you want to get out of the game, just lie. Why don't we make a conclusion now? I wasted enough time and I'm getting tired of various factors, such as the vitality of a cockroach of Tyra, Akane, and Tomori Kizuna. Although I believe it's all over now. No! Something is wrong. Amacha wouldn't do this. I mean that. Amacha would never be the type to kill. The person who's driven as a criminal is still there. Why are you upset? You just stay put. Tyra, it's really hard to accept, but we have to accept the conclusions we've drawn. Otherwise, nothing will end, and nothing will begin. Now then, finally let's do a final summary of all of the events thus far, so that everyone can accept the answers we have presented. So everyone can choose. Alright. This translation has that bit of spice, that bit of flavor. I fucking love it. Alright, let's begin. I know how to do this one, I think. But, as all other Danganronpa series, I'm actually gonna cut this, and I'll be back once it starts. See ya in a bit. There we go. That was easy. The start of this case begins after the first trial ends and the second floor opens. It was a late night on the second day after she got out. At this point, there was someone who stopped by the antique shop for a purpose. She got some tools from the antique shop. The tools they brought this time were the fuse, lighter, flashlight. Tools, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he wasn't gonna say anything else. Surprisingly, this person's identity was Tomori, who was also the victim of this incident. Now we know, but Tomori has been planning the murder this time. Yeah, even before we shared our motives. All of the tools she picked up earlier were tools that Tomori had procured in advance for use in the murder. As a result, she died, and the real culprit of this case was the one who used the tools that she had prepared, however. On the morning of the third day, Hotori, who stopped by the antique shop every time, must have noticed that some items have already been missing. Sadly, he didn't tell us because he thought it was a simple mistake and could have caused confusion. So without anyone knowing, Tomori's murder plan proceeded slowly, and then Monokuma gave us the motive. As everyone knows, this motive was a note with our secrets, but it was a joke that nobody cared about. But only Tomori was different. Tomori thought she could use this motivational note, so she decided to add a step to her original plan. That's right, me. It was an operation to use the secret note of Yuki Maeda to capture Tyra and join forces. Tomori told Tyra to come to the switch him alone. Oh, Tyra, I guess. I get, oh, Tyra, okay. I get it. It's funny. Headed to that place without any doubt. Tyra may seem a little petty, but in fact, she wasn't actually swayed. Tomori expected this to happen, and after the second day onwards, by acting weak, she wanted to weaken our boundaries. The appearance of being lonely, the appearance of hesitation, the appearance of accepting us with tears. It was only a fake scene to kill even a little more smoothly. That's the true nature of Tomori Kizuna. We were all fooled by her. Tyra at the time, she wasn't wary of Tomori at all, so she went to the dark switch room. There, Tomori showed Tyra a secret note and revealed a plan to kill me. Tyra said that Tomori picked up a secret note that someone discarded from the trash can. It was written like this. Yuki Maeda may actually know the identity of the mastermind. Now, as the player, we have a vantage point that the characters don't have. We know that Monokuma never lies on motives. Ever. Well, V3 is a whole different matter. V3 itself was a lie, but we're not going to talk about that. But like, Danganronpa Universe Monokuma never lies. Never lies on motives. Ever. So this is concerning. Of course, this is not true, because I don't know who the mastermind is. But in order to kill me with that pretext, she needed Tyra's help. Tomori tried to get Tyra out like that. But Tyra didn't follow Tomori's words. No matter what, murder shouldn't be done by anyone. When things didn't work out as intended, Tomori gradually began to reveal her nature. When Tyra refused, she couldn't let Tyra leave, the one who had heard the murder plan. So instead, Tomori changed the target. The one who she expected to refuse her was decided to be killed in front of her.
Tamori ran into Tyra without warning, but luckily Tyra avoided the first strike. Tyra panicked by Tamori's sudden attack. Tyra tried to run away, but she was pushed by Tamori and fell. Then she tried to resist Tamori, swinging a knife right in front of her nose. In the process, the flashlights that Tyra and Tamori had were broken by a struggle, and the switchum, which lost its only light, they were struggling in the deep darkness. Several minutes continued during this fierce encounter, but at some point the struggle suddenly ended. I don't know why Tamori became quiet, but Tyra, who was in danger of her life, decided to leave the switchum because she wanted out of that situation. Yeah. The first thing that Tyra found out when she got out of the dark switchum in the bright spot was the intense color of blood. Tyra only saw the blood on her body. Of course, it wasn't her own blood, and instinctively realized that she had stabbed Tamori in the middle of the struggle without even knowing herself. Tyra, who was shocked in fear and horror in her head, went to the bathroom. She thought about washing the blood quickly from her. But looking at Tyra like this, the culprit perhaps found out what she had done. It is not clear whether or not they saw Tyra in person, but the killer must have found Tamori within that short time after Tyra left the power room. If someone other than the culprit in this case discovered Tamori, they might have saved Tamori by calling Inori, but the culprit in this case didn't have that thought in mind at all. Act is not... Oh man, I'm so sorry. In any case, the culprit who noticed the situation in the switchum must have found Tamori in a dying state caused by Tyra. God, this is going on for far longer than I thought it would. How long have I been recording? Huh, almost 2 hours. I mean, I guess I did have lunch pretty late today. Tamori tried to target Tyra, but she was forced to act, as she did not die immediately. The reason for this can be found in the dying message she wrote. Tamori, realizing that she was going to die, wrote on the floor with her own blood to let us know the identity of the killer who stabbed her, not me. In other words, to refer to the ultimate maid student, Tyra. But originally it was just maid. Okay, yeah. The thought that passed by the killer's mind so far was not thinking of telling everyone to save Tamori. The thought of killing Tamori was that she couldn't breathe, just so they would blame the wrong person. For them, the killer committed a terrible act that was hard to think of as a human being. In order to give a certain final blow, they first pulled out a knife stuck in Tamori's stomach. It was already cruel enough to do this, however, they aimed the knife again at Tamori. Ugh, right on the, no. Just to put it back on her neck. In the process, blood spurted like a fountain, but the killer was wearing a piece of cloth about the size that could cover them, preventing the blood from splattering them. In contrast to Tyra, who stabbed Tamori in an accident and unintentionally, you can see that it was an extremely premeditated crime. That's how Tamori lost her strength to live. Tamori thought about killing, of course, and even tried to kill Tyra. Still, did she have to die so badly? Either way, the culprit who succeeded in killing Tamori through a fatal wound now was starting a backup operation. First, the killer installed the fuse, drawing a line around the walls of the switchum. I don't know where Tamori originally intended to use it, but they used the tools Tamori had. In the end, since Tamori prepared the tools, the killer himself couldn't be suspected of the sap. In actuality, we had a pretty hard time figuring out who brought the tools because of this. The fuse was installed mainly on the glass window as to not burn equipment as much as possible, and then lit with a lighter. The lighter was originally brought by Tamori, and the reason the glass was made to break automatically was because when the temperature inside the switchum becomes hot after a certain period of time, using the difference between indoors and outdoors. While the criminals themselves, were with the other, if they heard the cracking sound, as long as they made them think someone inside the switchum broke the glass, the killer had the perfect alibi. This was the unusual structure of the switchum, and the glass window was clear. It was possible because of the characteristics of the room, but this trick wasn't all that meticulous. No one noticed the fire when the fire was being made. It was a futile trick. So the killer put the plan into action before anyone else? I guess that's not what it says. After completing the installation of the fuse, the criminal reported the fact of the fire with a loud voice as if they were the fire discoverer. Some of the people who heard this sound came to the front of the switch room as the culprit intended. Those who heard the killer's voice at the time were Kinjo, Mekaru, and Uehara. Those three people. At this point, three people who had not yet known a murder had occurred decided to extinguish the fire first without even dreaming that they were with the killer. Even the killer came with a fire extinguisher from the hallway and started to extinguish the flames. But then, to the killer, to anyone, something unimaginable happened. Tamori, who must have had her throat pierced with a kitchen knife, was still alive. It's strange enough to say that it's a contradiction when you think about it in general, but Tamori, the victim, was holding on to the thread-like lifeline. And Tamori used all of her last strength. She corrected the dying message that rope made, with a large X next to it. In other words, it was telling us that this was not the maid. I would have liked the killer's name instead, but just an X with a throat stab. It was already an incredible feat to do. After correcting the dying message, Tamori's life was gone. Bleeding because her heart was beating until then, the amount of blood increased more than that of an ordinary person. And thanks to that, we could prove Tamori was still alive. Of course, that would have been fatal for the killer, yes. Originally, only looking at the words maid put Tyra in doubt. I'm sorry. I'm just like... I'll be right back. I need to drink some water. Whew, much better. My throat thanks me. Unlike... Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because that's mean. The X was left remaining for no reason. The elaborate plan was doomed to fail. Tamori, even though she tried to kill him, she couldn't be forgiven. She acted. At the end of the day, she was trying to tell us the correct answer with all of her strength. And the situation goes back to the power room. When the fire was put off and the setup was almost completely staged, suddenly hearing the sound of glass breaking inside the switch room. This was done in the best conditions intended by the killer. Okay, I was just checking if I was muted. Thanks to this, everyone thought someone inside the switch room broke the glass. Everything was the way the killer wanted. The killer who was on the scene at the time, I would imagine they had a smile of satisfaction. The three of them, except Uehara, who went to watch the entrance to check the sound, went inside the switch room. In there, they saw Tamori's body. At that point, the body discovery announcement rang. The others who heard the body discovery announcement arrived one by one. Everyone gathered in the power room. Perhaps Tyra, who was in the position of the third party at this time, was most surprised because Tyra did not know the existence of the criminal. She thought she was the culprit, and yet a fire incident happened that Tyra herself did not know. So when we received the Monokuma file and started investigating, the killer started the last act. First, the killer puts the third flashlight they used on the floor. The flashlight was also in the state of charcoal because it was caught in the fire. The reason why, it's because they threw something. Something that catches our eyes on the floor in order to create a certain situation. The killer installed a sharp wire on the way to the flashlight, and she talked as if she had found a flashlight and involuntarily walked to pick it up. Yes, even though she knows they have a sharp wire installed. Here, the killer deliberately gets caught in a wire trap and cut their own leg. It was also precisely aimed at cutting the back tendon. I didn't even think at the time that the killer was going to cripple their own leg. Although, it was the culprit's intention to make us think so. One mistake of the killer here is that the rear tendon was cut despite walking forward. But I didn't even think about it because the person who saw an injured one at a time wouldn't think that. It must have been the culprit's idea, whose purpose was to get out of here. And the culprit even gave up one leg of himself and showed a look of being a victim in all this. Thanks to it, we almost got hooked into thinking, would you cut your own leg? While staring at us, the killer would have been laughing inside. In this case, there were 3 people, including the killer, Tamori, and Tyra. But also most of the suspicion went to Tyra, so the identity of the killer was ambiguous. However, as a result of matching Tyra's honest statements with various situations, we were able to uncover the identity of the killer. The criminal who tried to hide their identity by throwing away their leg. The perpetrator who committed such a terrible thing to Tamori. The identity of the culprit who was smiling with a smile of deceit watching our actions behind the scenes. It's no one else other than you, Hatano Ayame. Dude, that's fucked up! Why, Ayame? How about it, Hatano? If you have anything to object to, please do.
No, wait a minute! Wait a minute, something is wrong! It's not like this!
Really? What's not it? It's all decided. Shouldn't we see the end now?
No, it's not over. It can't be over. But even if everything is correct and there's evidence, I can't convince myself. Hatano is the killer who murdered Tamori that way?
Darn it, Hatano!
Damn it!
It's all over then.
No! No! Ayame-chan, please tell them they're wrong! No.
Oh. Dude, that is so messed up. Nice, thanks. Not that I intend to use it, I think, for now anyways. Fuck. He's asleep, isn't he?
Huh? Oh, what? Are you done? Oh, what the hell? You guys took so long that I was asleep at the middle of it. Nope, I never slept. Mr. Monokuma, did you sleep? Oh, no doubt. Okay, well, anyways, you guys seem to have come to your own conclusions, so it's okay to go into voting time soon. Now then, you guys, vote with the switch in front of your hands. As I said, I clicked C. It was, whatever. As a result of the vote, blah, blah, who would be the wrong, get the print. Now, what will happen? You know this shit. You've played, what, 4 Danganronpa titles, 1 spin-off, huh?
Man, I'm pissed. I really liked Ayame. Like, a lot.
That's amazing! You're correct! Tamori Kizuna was terribly killed, like that, by the ruthless Blackened, which was Ayame Hatano! That's the answer!
The answer? Did we do it? Did we get the culprit? Why is it the correct answer? I'm not happy to guess this, damn it!
Oh, by the way, the vote wasn't unanimous. Miss Tyra, no matter how much you want it, voting on yourself, you don't want a suicide, okay? Who would believe what you're saying? I can't admit, I won't. It's a big deal, so be careful next time. Anyway, whatever you say, there's only one truth. But I said it right, I don't lie when it comes to class trials. Is this real? Is Hatano really the killer? Of course she is! I guarantee this. You guys said the answer you came up with at the end, right? Denying this is nothing more than an escape from reality. It's a lie, right? Ayame-chan?
Only the judge was talking. Everyone couldn't even breathe. Because the result of the trial was so terrible.
Miss Tyra played the role of accomplice, so the case was pretty extreme, but it was also because the incident happened late at night. Why? I ask why? Why did such a girl like you kill her? You watch your mouth, Komashikawa-kun. This can't be true. How is Ayame-chan a killer? We want to believe that, but...
Stop it, Akane.
Huh?
Any more than this, and it's only going to make it worse. I can't hide it anymore.
What are you talking about, Ayame-chan? You can't hide it? Oh, if you say it like that, it makes you look like a culprit, you know?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? Why are you apologizing? Why? Why?
Tomori was killed by me.
What?
Yeah, well, you don't have to make another announcement, because Monokuma already confirmed it.
Why did you... Did she have to kill even going as far as breaking her own leg? That's right! If the answer we came up with is correct, doesn't that mean we always said all our reasoning was correct? We were asking to end the trial early so that we could heal your leg as soon as possible. If you're the killer, it doesn't make sense! I don't believe it. I won't believe it. I can't believe this!
Yeah, in the end, you were also a murderer. It's surprising, but the word unexpected doesn't apply to criminals. Because even if outside of these walls, there are piles of criminals who are doing heinous things with dismal faces.
Why did you do it? Please answer us. Why did you do that?
That's obvious. It's because I want to get out of here.
Huh?
Isn't that obvious? Other than that, there's no other reason to commit a murder. Get out of here and seek my freedom. I wanted to return to my usual daily living. That's why everyone has no choice but to sympathize. It was just their choice of murder as means.
Oh my god! What the fuck, dude? What is this game? What did he just say?
You finally got my plan. I thought it was perfect because I could use Tyra Akane.
No, Hatano! What? In the end, you were just the same person as Higa!
That is what nature is after all. Nobody can judge just by looks. Now I must know the evil face that committed this murder. Oh, you caught me.
What the actual shit? I can't trust anybody. Can I even trust Yuki? I mean, obviously not, because Monokuma's probably wasn't fucking lying, but who do I trust? I think the only person I can trust is Kanata. What the fuck? I need help. I need an adult. This is not okay. This is not okay. This is not okay.
Is this Hatano's true nature? She just wanted to get out of here, and for that reason she killed Tomori? Really? That's all? Something just doesn't feel right. As Kinjo said, I shouldn't judge by appearance. This might be what Hatano really looks like, but what is this deep pain in my head? I can see with my eyes open anymore. Let's just end it.
End it? You mean the execution? You were that kind of person? Hatano! For what the hell did we do this? Damn it! Oh, who do we trust for?
Monokuma get us started.
Now wait a second. Can we finish things like this? Can we really send Hanako? Something clicked. I was playing Persona 4 for a second. Can we really send Hatano like this? Maya, look at her. You may be right, but whatever you say to her won't work.
Execution. Unfortunate for me, it was a waste.
Hatano, is that really you? Are you saying you were pretending to be a human being?
Yes. This is the real me. I thought you guys were stupid. You guys who were stupid couldn't figure it out. My tricks. But I guess you weren't so bad after all.
What did you say? Hey, please stop, Hatano. If I look at Hatano's appearance any more than this, I'll go crazy.
Hatano, you really don't have regrets? Are you satisfied with your actions? Of course, it's my execution. Come on. If you say regret, I couldn't get out of here. That's all I regret. Lies. What? You wanted to get out of here? It's a lie.
What? You think you know me, don't you? It's not a lie. I didn't murder because I wanted to get out of here. That's all.
If you wanted to leave this place, you wouldn't have cut your own leg. That's true.
What do you mean?
Hatano did murder. That's correct, but there must have been another reason. You like acting as a villain.
That your body is trembling, Hatano. Curses. And the Hatano we just saw, she was just acting? You mean she acting crazy on purpose? I see. I think I understand why. I had this idea, that's why Yuki said he had this pain in his head. I had this idea as to why she was acting like this. She didn't want us to regret sending her to her execution. I'm okay. I'm okay. So then, why did she really kill? Kurokawa, I can't... Hatano. After seeing that, Hatano's appearance returned to normal. At that moment, I felt the pain disappearing from my mind, and the sense of incongruity just before was gone. My hands are already dirty, and it might sound like an excuse, but please let me tell you. This is how I committed my murder. I was running down the second floor corridor at the time of the incident, as you guessed. At the time, I saw Akane running somewhere. She was going in such a hurry, I tried to talk, but then I realized that Akane's body was covered in blood. I went into the power room where Akane had come out with no doubt. I found out that something had happened inside the switch room. I took a flashlight in a hurry to check the condition inside, and Tamori was dying. And there was a knife stuck in her stomach. And as you all said, then why did you kill her there? You could have thought of a way to call the others and let Tamori live. Because that was not the case. It was not the case? According to the facts I've seen, when I discovered her, Tamori was almost dead. I knew she wasn't dead because she was breathing hard, but that was it. She was already in the brink of death. No, it was a mercy killing! It was a mercy... No! She wanted to put Kizuna out of her misery! What the fuck? That was until she got killed by you. I was worried, anxious, and scared. Or, that also works. I'm gonna keep my headcanon, thank you. But that's also pretty selfless, honestly. Still! It was a scary thought, yeah. I wanted to throw that thought away. What? At the time, I really wanted to think about it. But that kind of good-hearted Akane, why would she stab Tamori? I learned that it was an accident though before the trial, but at the time she had no idea. In my head, I just went like this because I only thought about Akane becoming the Blackened in this case. I just couldn't leave her alone. Okay, so it wasn't out of concern for Tamori, it was more out of concern for Akane. Either way, still shitty, still terrible. Fuck, why is it always chapter 2? I couldn't leave my friend alone while knowing everything. Throwing everything away for the sake of survival. Wait a minute, then the person Hatano committed murder was... person, yeah. I know how to read. I am Ichan. Because of me to release me from becoming the Blackened? I just couldn't stay put and watch Akane being executed for pretending I didn't see it. I also wanted to call in Nori to heal Tamori. But if Tamori's breathing goes out while I But what if Tamori's breathing went out while I went to get Nori? Then Akane would have been executed without fail due to my mistaken judgment. I couldn't allow that to happen. Oh no! Then from the very beginning, you were thinking of dying instead of Tyra? And that including the cut on their tendon? All of that was to protect Tyra? Oh no. This is the truth. This is the truth you've all been searching for! Man, Kokichi's words still resonate with me. I just couldn't say I didn't know about my friend's crime. A sad tragedy born from friendship. For a while, no one could speak. Inside the courtroom, only Tyra's wailing was the only voice ringing in our ears. Was that really the only reason? Yeah? It is a commendable act to lay down one's life for others. It's not possible without some courage. In that aspect, you deserve to be recognized. But if those were the only intentions to do that, it would not have been necessary to go to a trial like this, right? Even if you revealed the facts to everyone and accept the execution, your intention did not change. But at the time of the trial, your appearance, It became as if you looked desperate. Hey, Mikaru! If you say anything more to Hatano, I won't let it stand, even if you're a woman. I'm not scared of you, idiot, and shut up. I'm talking with Ayame Hatano right now. No, it's okay. Calm down, Kabashikawa. Sure, Mikaru. There was something else. What else was there? I didn't tell you this as it would sound like an excuse as I said the first time. As Mikaru pointed out, doing this for Akane may have just been a pretext. I'll tell you everything. It can't be said there was no darkness in my heart. Somewhere in my mind it was like, it's okay because it's for Akane. But there was also the desire to get out from this place. It must have existed in my mind at one point. It did? Oh, but even with your leg like this... This was a meaning of apology to you guys if I succeeded in escaping. And even if my leg is paralyzed, everything's already too late. What are you saying? Motive. The first motive that we got then? When Maki was murdered? The outside world I saw there was a terrible word that I couldn't even run properly. Huh? How is that possible? In the end, the initial motive was the driving force too. Other than me and my co-workers and rivals, I can't even walk anymore. But if that's the case, what's the use of getting out of here with my legs fine? What? How did that happen? Hatano, what happened? I thought that video was just a manipulation. And I thought Hatano would be the first to run non-stop and never be fooled. I know, but I wanted to check if it was real. Until I saw with my own eyes, I was nervous. And every day drive me like crazy. This wasn't recent. From the time Maki I've been running around, it's been running around my head. I had nightmares every night, and I was always confused when I was with her. All that can be said of me is the fact that something has gone blank. I wanted to see it with my own eyes. No one objected to Hatano. The feeling Hatano felt was exactly the same as me, because I still remember my family, and when I was alone I couldn't stay still because of anxiety. After all, every breath was about the motive again and again. We were vigilant about that new motive, called the secret note, but the motive that I was given the first time, no matter how many new motives come out, it did not disappear. The intense image was clearly stuck in our minds. I understand the feeling, but you were weird. I don't feel a strong will like Mitsuhiro Higa. The desire to go outside? Was it a conflict? Conflict? Will you lose us for the chance to leave outside? Would you accept death for your dear friend Tyra? You were in conflict, weren't you, Hatano? It wasn't as big as that, but... By the time Maeda pointed me as the culprit, I had already given up on escaping, after everything was revealed. But the reason I got ugly and struggled until the end, it was because of Akane. I was relieved to learn that it was only an accident that Akane stabbed Tamori during the trial, because I knew Akane was the way I knew her. Even though, after I was driven as a culprit, Akane tried to deny my crime more severely than me, the culprit, to prevent me from being executed. I am the one that betrayed you all and committed murder. I'm a little happy inside. Like I wanted Akane not to die. She has the same mind too. More than that, how disappointed Akane would be if I admitted the crime. Not to mention Maeda and Kinjo couldn't be beaten. Why are you smiling? Huh? You're angry. Oh, you're angry, Akane. I knew you would be disappointed, but I'm sorry. Why? You did because of someone like me. How can you laugh like that? How can I laugh? Akane, you're asking something very strange. Thanks to me, you're able to survive safely. Is there anything more simple than this? I'm not crying, you're crying, shut up. Hatano. Oh, damn it! In the end, I'm just an idiot who, after weighing in between dreams and bonds, I've done things that shouldn't be done. Still, I'm satisfied. I could have saved at least Akane. I feel somewhat relieved. Although my dream ends here, you guys don't make the same mistake like me. Go after the best dreams you believe in. I chose to protect my friend rather than my dream. Now I'll say goodbye to this world, but at least I have no regrets. Don't say goodbye or end it like that! If you make it sound so ominous. That really happens. It happens even if you don't say that? No, it happens if you don't say that. Monokuma. Well, I understand Hatano's situation, but it's taking too long. Look, if this is a game, you have to think about the person who plays it.
Get out of my head. Get out of my head! Get out of my head! Shut up, Monokuma! I don't know what Miss Hatano thought and what circumstances caused the murder. The important thing is the result. In the end, the fact that you killed Miss Tamori doesn't change one bit. Murder means the order has been broken. For a blacken who has broken it, an appropriate punishment is necessary. Yes, I am to be punished. You take the sin and pay the penalty for it. Oh, confident attitude. I don't like that. It's different from Higakun. But for Miss Hatano and Miss Tyra, it's whatever. In the end, the cause was that you wanted to get out, right? Hey! Why, Hatano-san a little while ago said it with her own mouth. She was conflicted because she wanted to go out. Shut up! You were the one who created this whole situation itself. What are you saying? What am I saying? Are you that stupid? If you forgot the outside world, this wouldn't happen. You just need to live comfortably here. So if you want to get out, you have to go through a murder case. You should know this already. Stop spouting your nonsense and go ahead, disgusting bear. Fine, I won't meddle with you guys anymore. It's also because midnight already passed, so let's start. The heart-racing punishment time! I've prepared a very special punishment for Ayame Hatano, the ultimate sprinter, who is the blacken of this case. Everyone, remember to get along. No, wait a minute. Ayame-chan, please wait. Oh, there are so many things I haven't told you. Ayame-chan, let's go all out. Ayame-chan, because of me, because of a fool like me, I stabbed someone by accident, and I didn't do any cleanup. Also, I just bothered you. I made you scene. Don't go. I'm going to die. All I needed to do is die. Monokuma, wait! It's punishment time! Kane, I want you to be alive. Live. I'm not ready for this. Playback is not implemented yet. Okay, that's fine. A racing track. Is that a fucking tank? What is that? I don't like this. Dismantling sport. Oh! I'm guessing there was supposed to be an image there. I'm sorry. Probably missed that. That is terrifying. Oh! Uh-oh. What the fuck? Oh, that is so messed up! Dude! That was so messed up! It can't dwell on it too long, though. Yahoo! This thrilling feeling of endorphins rising! It's fantastic, Prophet! Ayame-chan,
Ayame-chan! No! It's too much flesh, blood, Hatano. Oh no, I don't think I can hold it anymore. Hatano was executed. So much cruelty, so mercilessly. I found myself closing my mouth to endure the vomit that had reached my throat. For her colleagues and for her best friend, Hatano willingly gave up her life. Now, how many people can do that in the world? That was the kind of person she was. Goodbye, Hatano. Evil, ugly. It's not a dream. How long do we have to continue this nightmare? That's up to you guys! It's a nightmare! If you guys forget only the outside world and live in harmony here, you're happy and you don't know what to do? You mentioned this in the first trial as well. Forget the outside world. You keep emphasizing the words. What is the purpose? What's the reason you want from keeping this inside? Ah, if I tell you that, it's a major spoiler! It might transform me into a wave of protest! Shut up, you bastard! Why do you do this to us? Why? Tell us the reason! Wouldn't be desperate to kill each other without knowing that. Let's ask something different. The cost of entering an execution of this school is nothing but ordinary, absolutely impossible. What the hell are you? Where does this organization come from? There are lots of things you are curious about. Huh? Good. Then would you like a special service? Everything that you see in the school, from the beginning, it was all here. I've just modified it a tiny bit. I tried so hard to make you guys feel amazing despair, and you guys ignored my warnings. Truly sad. You're so noisy. What is despair? Is it so fun to play with another person's life? Huh? You think I'm doing this simply to enjoy it? Well, it's true at some point, although I'm actually enjoying it. You guys don't know how important is all of this. No clue at all. What are you talking about? Nothing you need to know. If you're curious, do your own research and find out. After all, it's written in the school rules. Investigation is always free to do. Well, this is it. After enjoying a brilliant execution, I woke up because I'm feeling so worked up. But if I don't sleep, it's dangerous because I might sleep all day tomorrow. Of course, everyone did a good job. It seems to be a good despair finale. So at this point, the class trial is over. Good night. After Monokuma disappeared, only Tyra's sobbing sound came from the trial grounds. I felt like I would go crazy too. It's an indescribable evil feeling, a feeling of despair beyond reason. It seemed like my body was being crushed by a tremendous pressure. But I cannot give up here. I have to move forward for the sake of our dead friends. Even though I thought in my head, my body wouldn't move nor follow. Can we really get out of here? The second trial is over. 4 people have lost their lives. Who will be next? Is it me? Ayame-chan. Tyra, calm down. Everyone is sad. It's all because of me. Kizuna-chan died because of me. Ayame-chan also died because of me. That's right, isn't it? All because of me. All because of me. It's all because of me! Reprimanding for yourself. I all too well know that it wasn't because of Tyra, but I know all too well that it wasn't because of Tyra, but I just couldn't tell her anything. It's hard. It's too hard to pick yourself up, but taking care of others would be a real sainthood. All we can do for Tyra is to let her cry freely without interruption. To be able to complain such difficult feelings with tears. It could have been me instead. It's ugly and noisy. What? Yeah, it's all because of you. I know you well enough. If you feel guilty like that, write a will and commit suicide already. Oh, I am grabbing the motherfucking shotgun. This bastard better die. Hey, what did you say, Kinjo? Say it again. It's better to get behind a bitch blackened like you. Blackened? Kinjo, are you crazy? Why are you suddenly saying all this stuff? I hate this the most. In my true sense, a blackened is subtly convicted of innocence to avoid the law. Blackened? You mean Tyra? Is there anyone else who fits? Stop! This is bullshit! How many times has it been revealed that stabbing Tyra did to Tomori was an accident? Is that really what you say? To someone who just lost a friend after their death?
An accident, of course it was. Izuna Tomori started it. However, who made the final blows, no matter the pretext, must be punished. The two were punished and killed, right? Tyra Akane, who was at the heart of the case, more than them, is alive and clean for this. Have you forgotten? Even if this woman had killed Tomori in an accident in the class trial, Akane Tyra made a false statement to hide her crimes. What would have happened if we were caught in that lie? Isn't it terrible to imagine? Directly or indirectly, Tyra Akane almost put us all at risk. But she couldn't help it, could she? Tyra knew she was guilty, and she knew she would be executed if she told the truth. And she shouldn't have done that in the first place. No matter how much of an accident it was, you'd think it makes sense to go and wash the blood to destroy evidence as you stab Tomori. A girl who is willing to say that they're innocent isn't normal. To at least support Tomori and give her first aid or call Inori as soon as possible. You have a point. Please think of Tyra. The accident may have happened and a rescue might not have occurred because she was in a state of panic. No, I'm confident of this. If Tyra Akane was really the plaque, it's certain for a fact that she would try to trick us with selfish thoughts. Stop talking, Kinjo, you bastard! I'm not gonna tolerate this anymore! Oi, calm down, Kabubatsu. Get your fist down, manly boy. You guys need to look at things objectively. What she did is wrong in every sense. There's still a lot to talk about, but I don't think it's the right time when everyone is on edge and confused as it is now. It's late today, so go to bed. I'll talk with you all tomorrow morning. Hey, wait, dude, if you want to talk to me, then stop. Hey, you bastard! Are you gonna just leave like that? Hey! Why is Kinjo doing this? It's like Kinjo's creating a separation between us. So what do we do now? Is Tyra going to recover? Losing a loved one is a very difficult feeling. Ah, that's right. Tyra, are you okay? That's a no. And if I could, I would get the shotgun. Ready. Cocked and ready. Pointed at Kinjo's stupid face. That's a big no. Is she gonna pass out? Tyra, it's all good now. Let's all rest for today. I don't feel good after a class trial. It's already late, near dawn. Go sleep. Let's do as Kurokawa suggests. Honestly, I can't afford to think right now. We'll listen to Kinjo tomorrow. Today we're going to sleep. Okay, I feel like the more we do this, the harder we have to work. Everyone have a good night. Sleep well. Being in such a situation is unusual in itself, but the current situation was much more than the first trial. Kinjo should lead everyone, seems to be getting twisted more and more. Then our friends start to lose their lives one by one. What can I do at times like these? Play around with everyone and relax while learning about them? Follow my own dreams? Right now, I think it's impossible for anything to happen. I have no more power to think anymore. Let's sleep for today. I returned to my room. When I left the courtroom and returned to my dormitory, I greeted some of my friends and tried to chat a little, but everyone seemed to have no energy. That's no wonder. It had only passed 3 or 4 hours before returning to my room, but within those 3 or 4 hours, we lost very precious things. I feel like it's been years, and then a stiff dorm bed that couldn't be comfortable and is now feeling better than anything else. Tired. A desperate situation in which we taste the despair of the death of our friends. I do not know whether we will be able to stand up again. What kind of despair awaits us for tomorrow? I don't even think there's hope anywhere. Now, I've only passed the second trial. This is not the end of despair. Surrounding us was approaching, involving us deeper and deeper. Oh? Hey, hello! I don't know if you're comfortable. Don't you feel comfortable? The fuck? What is this? Oh, it would be weird if you were tied up in public like this, but if you're comfortable... No way, if it is comfortable, you're a true Meso? But you are not, right? Oh well, I came to bring the meal again today. Your appearance is still there, so take good care of your health until then. Who's he talking to? By the way, who could have thought you would be led like this? I'm really sorry for being like this and having to lock you up. In fact, it would have been nice if I let everyone stay with you too. Your body is one that cannot age, isn't it?
What the fuck? What am I missing?
Still haughty, huh? I like it. It'll be alright when your turn comes. By that time, how many people will survive? Huh? What? Ah, I getcha. It's because that woman you love is still alive. There's nothing to worry about. I'll go there then, because if I'm not watching, I don't know what those guys will try to pull. So, see you next time.
Who is this? Locked up. $11 left. We're gonna end off here. I need time, dude. That shit was depressing. Also, fuck Kinjo. Like, seriously, fuck him. I still gave him the benefit of the doubt this chapter. Mainly because he did a lot of good shit during the investigation in the class trial, but no, fuck him. Fuck that fucker, boy. Fuck, just fuck him. I don't care. Just let him die. Let him rot. Let his corpse rot. Feed it to the necrophagus people or birds or rats, rodents, whatever. I don't care. Oops, I didn't mean. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. But yeah, guys, that'll be all from me today. Second class trial is done. This should be episode 10. So next up, we are gonna start up chapter 3. Note that I'm recording this before episode 4 of Zero Escape, but this is gonna go up after episode 4 of Zero Escape. So don't worry if it goes a little late. But yeah, that'll be all from me today, guys. Thank you all for watching. Yeah. I'm gonna miss Ayame, dude. I'm really gonna miss Ayame. I really liked her character. Enjoy your day, everybody. Until next time, peace.